So we have some really interesting news coming out from The Walking Dead, and specifically The Walking Dead game. Robert Kirkman has been doing some interviews, and Clementine is a character that a lot of people love since the first game, where you played as Lee and kind of protected her and then followed her journey throughout the next 3 seasons of that Walking Dead universe. And the games were really rewarding and really great, and I think for the most part everybody loves that Telltale series. That and probably The Wolf Among Us are fan favorites, but we just got some new info from Robert Kirkman about the series, and specifically about Clementine and a fan favorite character called Negan. And so Robert Kirkman actually had this to say.
There's a scene in the Walking Dead comics where Negan is shirtless for the first time, and he has a real wicked scar on his side. I was pushing for the Telltale people to have Negan appear in, I think it was season 2, might have been season 3. My recollection is hazy. But I was pushing for them to have Negan appear in the game and have him interact with Clementine at a much earlier time than we meet him in the comics. And at some point, she gave him that scar. And so I was wanting to kind of connect Negan and Clementine in like an interesting way like that. I don't think we could make it work with the timeline or something. I don't remember. I don't think I ever came up with a reason for why Negan has that scar. So who knows? Maybe. Yeah, maybe it works.
And so that's pretty wild that originally, apparently in season 2 of The Walking Dead, they were going to have Clementine meet Negan, and it would be an earlier version of Negan before he was leader of the Saviors and all of that different stuff. And some kind of interaction would happen between them where Clementine would essentially slice up Negan's ribs, which is crazy. They involved the comics a few times in the Walking Dead Telltale series. Like obviously in the first game, Glenn appears. I think in the third game, Jesus appears. But outside of that, they didn't really have it interact with the mainline Walking Dead universe. And so this would have been really cool to see. To have them bring in an earlier version of Negan and have him interact with Clementine just would have been really interesting. I would have loved to have seen what that looks like. I almost wonder if he would have been the villain of the second game, and that Clementine and her friends escape from Negan and the Saviors. That could have been interesting. But it's a really interesting thing that Robert Kirkman actually revealed. It's something that I wish that we actually received, because of course those games were so great, and I think as a hardcore fan of The Walking Dead, that would have been like a really cool wink and would have been a highlight of season 2 if that had happened. It's too bad they couldn't have worked it out. He seems like he couldn't remember why. That maybe it was just timeline-wise it didn't make sense for him to appear in that game, but that really sucks because that could have been a really cool moment. But so weird. What a weird thing to find out about way later after the release of all these games, and it's kind of done with. They're running a comic book series, which I hear isn't very good. I would love to see them bring the series back, and maybe they could use something like this in the future. Like if they were to bring back for season 5 and actually do more Telltale game kind of Walking Dead style stuff, that it would be sweet to eventually see this. But I guess we'll never know why Negan got that, but it's cool that it was essentially a deleted scene and something they were going to do and then just decided against it. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you miss the Telltale games? Did you enjoy this? Would you have wanted to see Clementine and Negan face off? Are you sad that this content got deleted from the game and it eventually didn't make it to the final cut? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that junk, and I will see you guys in the next one.